travel hacks known
I'm wanting to add a little more definition. So
All right, watch closely.
3 new peptides that I'm going to show you how, but before I do, I want to talk about...
Believe it or not, everything here was shot practically, in camera. Like, look at the wrinkly detail of each one of these papers. In fact, at the very last frame, you can actually see a crew member's finger in the shot. Honestly, in this controversial age of AI, I actually believe most filmmakers, especially the ones that work at the top, still do whatever they can to shoot practically, and make the most of their resources in order to do that. This piece, directed by our friend Damien Blue, is to me a perfect example of that.
So this was an actual light fixture that I got custom made. So it's an actual LED light.
Whoa, you had it custom made? Who makes it?
Don't quote me, but it's totally something like basic. And shout out them though, I'm not gonna lie, it's like a number you call, they're in Australia and they just walk me through it. Ultimately, like anything can be done. It's just about how much money you got and how much time you got.
travel hacks known
I'm wanting to add a little more definition. So
3 new peptides that I'm going to show you how, but before I do, I want to talk about...
Damien Blue, welcome back to the podcast, brother. Good to hear from you.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
I see you making a little pour over, a little coffee pour over.
I am. This is my cute Chemex. It's like a mini. And
nice.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me and for letting me multitask at the beginning here.
Of course, man. The last time we had you on, we were breaking down your spot for REI Call to Opt outside. It was super sick. But today, we're breaking down this campaign you directed for Brick. 2 spots, one called Focused Unlocked and Presence Unlocked. Looking at this first piece, Focus Unlocked, I know you well enough. This room looks familiar.
Welcome to the set. Yeah, I mean, you're literally sitting in it right now.
That's rad. How fun was it having a little homie on set, a little dog on set? Nothing wrong with that?
I loved it. I love my kids. That's Fox. And then the senior on the ground is Gus. So nice. It's just the best. I love it. Yeah, it didn't feel like a location that I chose just out of trying to be resourceful. That I actually have tried to curate this place in this like room specific in a way that could be ready for a scene, for a spot like this.
Dude, totally. I mean, I've been to your place. There's not a single angle of it that I wouldn't want to shoot in.
Appreciate that, man. Yeah, this was the first official time that I've used it for a project. And Dakota Matthews, my production designer, also came in and we swapped out the desk that I'm sitting in now for this awesome small kind of vintage blocky piece. And and then she also came in with all the dressing for the top of the desk. So there's certainly a lot of work that came into this. And then there's these little elements in the background, like the bench and the painting and the plants that just, they were already there. And I felt like what she brought to the table and what was already there made like a perfect little mix.
Yeah. Now, I know you're not Mac, the DP here, but
yes,
lighting wise, what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
You got anything outside?
Yeah, we do. But it's subtle. But we felt that, I mean, and as you can tell, it definitely, I mean, when all the lights are off, and quite frankly, like the lighting that's outside right now is pretty similar to the day we had. It was kind of overcast. And it actually looks beautiful on its own, but I think what Mac was trying to achieve is just that extra push so that we could come down on our exposure, on our aperture, because otherwise we would have had an even more kind of blown out background than we already do have. And I think where it's at right now is like right on the edge of where we felt it was acceptable for us and still worked. But I think there just was too much of a contrast happening between the inside and the outside. So really I think what he wanted to achieve, and maybe he can butt in on the comments if I'm botching this, but is just that let's continue what's going on, naturally, but just bring it up like a few stops so that way we can compensate, get more exposure to the background, but not try to make this feel sourcey in any way.
Yeah, I think people are really afraid to make things go white in the background, but in this case, my eye is going right where it needs to go. You know?
Yeah. I think there was we were all seeing what was happening too, where like, it's subtle and you don't think about it, but from an angle perspective, these trees are coming right down to, where your eye is supposed to focus. And even, there's all sorts of angles I'm really into with this frame. Like you see the windowsill on the bottom, it's immediately pointing the subject. You see the bench, that's even a diagonal again, that's kind of just, it's all kind of guiding your eye to talent in this subtle way that I feel like you can have a more like kind of underexposed image and still feel like you're focusing on what's important when you have these types of angles going on. So yeah.
We got to talk about these papers, man. Listen, we've all seen this thing before, things floating in the air. Oftentimes they're not real. They're CG, it's AI, it's something, but these look pretty darn real to me. Can you tell me about how the hell you pulled it off?
This is Dakota Matthews and her partner, Will, on set deck. And so what's going on here? And as you can see, just real quick on these pages, and when you go frame by frame, these are very meticulously detailed and written pages because these are months and months of pages of my own planner, my own notebook, all of my to-dos from the last 8 to 10 months that I, sacrificed for this, because I do think that there's something that really can be said to like when paper is flying past frame, especially in slow motion, you can tell if there's chicken scratch that was thrown onto the page by someone on the design department like that day, and then you can tell if it was actually like that was well thought out notes that's real. And I just wanted to make it feel real. And I don't feel like there's any need to try to fabricate a bunch of notes onto, dozens of pieces of paper. That's a lot of work. So they just came straight from an actual notebook. Now, the way this is happening is, so you've got, and it's really a bummer that we don't have BTS, but the reason why is truly like physically all hands are on deck. So if you kind of stop right here, maybe scrub forward a hair, right, stop there. So we see that page coming out of the wall on the left, on the top left. Yeah, we're starting to see that. Okay, so if you stop for a moment, the very last frame before the next shot, you will see a finger. You will see a finger.
Oh yeah, I see it here. Yeah.
Now, there's a mix of things going on here. I actually wanted to keep that finger in there just because screw it. But I also wanted as much meat off the bone of this shot as I could get. And we even it gets even prettier as we keep going. But what it's a mix of is you've got someone frame right who is throwing paper in the air to fill the foreground. You've got someone, you got Will and Dakota behind that wall, frame left, behind talent, with a mix of handheld throws and a leaf blower. Now, the way that this effect like comes to life actually is in reverse. So the way that we captured this is that we started on the dolly track, and then I had Mac pull out, and I said, if you go soft focus at the end, then when we reverse it, it's going to very much feel like this is the beginning of the clip, that you're starting to reveal through a change in focus what we're supposed to be focusing on. And this paper, it won't feel like it is bound by gravity. It's actually going to feel very much like it's floating up and floating all over the place if we reverse it. So this is a reversed clip.
Okay, that's how you did it, because I'm watching this paper like wrap around here on the desk.
Exactly.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't, but that's because it's in reverse. Okay, that's how you did it.
Yeah.
God.
So in that little flippy flap, I mean, we were kind of just, it was a gamble every time we were going to do it. It was really hard to tell where the paper was going to fly and what
How many
the
takes?
Yeah, exactly. How many takes? Not a lot. I think we probably did 4 for the wide, and then 3 for this. I mean,
Wow.
yeah.
And this is film, so how many frames per second is this shot?
We had I'm blanking on the battery. This was 120 frames per second, though.
Okay.
So we had a specific unit on the 435 that allowed for that frame rate. There was a separate battery or something that would allow the camera to like run the film through that fast.
Got it.
So it's not a very mobile setup, but it was other than maybe a couple shots in previous campaign in my REI spot, that was the fastest that I've ever ran the film through, and I thought it was really fun to just have so much mystery, I guess, because you're not only, we don't have a playback on this, which I personally I'm totally okay with at this point.
Yeah.
But then, so you can get an idea of what it's going to look like when you're just shooting at 24 FPS. But when you're shooting, when the intention is to shoot 120, and then the intention as well is to reverse it, you're just kind of waiting for the scans to come back.
Jeez,
To
dude,
confirm that this is going to be effective. But I think I felt deep down that it was, and I think we all felt like, yeah, we got something here that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. I like all these different shots. Okay, I know what camera we're shooting with, but what lenses did you choose for this?
We shot on the Zeiss B speeds. So it's got.
I love those.
Yeah. Me too. I think I've shot on them over 5
Are those the
times.
ones where like the aperture is kind of a triangle?
Exactly.
They're really old. Okay.
Exactly. So, and
Taxi driver.
Yeah, you got it. You'll see some of that bokeh a little bit on the next film, but it doesn't, it doesn't really have any play here. And not that we were like searching for it in any way, but that is a nice bonus with the lens.
Last thing about this setup, filming screens, when it comes to making commercials, filming screens is just part of the game sometimes.
Yeah.
Did you guys do anything special with this? Or no? This is just shooting the screen.
No, I mean, this is exactly what the app looks like. You bring it up, and I wasn't even like, I was so uninterested in even shooting some sort of version of her doom scrolling, and we actually did shoot that at like 3 FPS and tried to do this kind of like frantic thing, and it just felt so unnecessary. Like,
Yeah.
it just felt gimmicky. And
Well, the sound design at the beginning, man, I think does that for me.
Their travel hacks known to
Wanting to add a little more definition, so
From 3 new peptides in this, and I'm going to show you how. But before I do, I want you to think about.
We hear those sounds all the time.
all the time. It's someone trying to tell you that, everything that you've known about said products, said place is wrong. Everything that, like, come with me, let me unpack this. And, here's a bunch of hacks. How do you life hack? And, it's just, we've all learned so much, but I think that we feel like everything is like almost like a psyop of just, implanted like, dictation. And I think we all want, have a desire to learn new things through, people on social media and find the best new ice cream spot in town and learn how to bake whatever dish. But we also, I feel inundated with pieces that I do not think are just, these are not just randomly appearing on my feed. I think this is very much orchestrated, and that just kind of grosses me out, honestly.
Yeah, I'm staying with my friends right now, and one of them scrolls like I do.
Yeah.
My buddy Kyle, and then his wife, no Instagram, nothing, never on it. And they're both very different people.
Yeah.
And just sometimes I'm thinking, like, how much context am I walking around with in the world because of how much I've consumed in a good way? Like, how much do I understand? Because there's certain things that she has, like, this piece to her. Anyway, we're going down a rabbit hole. Let's keep it back to the film. That's like a whole conversation on its own.
Okay.
But no, I think it is a good one.
Yeah.
I'm constantly wondering, like, if I just decapitate this part of my life that I'm doing that I know isn't great, and will I change as a person? I think that's what I'm getting at.
Yes, it's like, I don't feel like there's really been a lot in any of our lives as 90s babies that is feeling like a train that you're not allowed to get off of. Like, give me a break. It's just like,
wow,
what is that really outside of, that used to be like deemed as, corporate America, like something that's providing for, for you and your family, but you absolutely loathe it, but you can't, like, get off the train because of fear of X.
Yeah.
And now that is, that's what we're saying, the social media, and these other ways that we use our phone is like. And also I'm sitting here understanding the irony of it all too, because people are on, here we are doing this interview, which I'm so grateful for. And this is going to go on Instagram. This is going to go on YouTube. This is going to go on these platforms that helped platform me and the Frame Set brand. So there is, I don't want to say that this train doesn't exist, that makes it difficult to get off of. I think we all find a lot of use in it, and also kind of find a lot of, like, things that we have to unpack about it constantly.
Yeah.
So.
Hello. I am still in New York City. I'm staying with my buddy Kyle Vines, who happens to be a sicko level runner. I mean, look at his Strava. I happen to be easily influenced by those around me, so your boy's been moving. This week's episode is featuring director Damien Blue. It's actually not the first time we've had him on. Exactly 2 years ago, we had him on for episode number 4, where we broke down this really dope commercial he shot for REI called Opt Outside. So I encourage you to check it out. I love you.
So right now we've got a location, a company move that actually is just not far from the house. It's at a park called Wisdom Tree, and
Cool.
It is looking over. It's looking over Burbank, but you've got this hazy day, so it kind of creates, that landscape is just this kind of infinity look. There was, I just felt like I've always enjoyed the way that sometimes people will try to bring like a brand logo into the physical as like an actual prop, or like even the shape of it, or, yeah. And I just was really attracted to how that could look for this, because the brick product itself is just so simple, and over time it probably will even get more simplified, but it still maintains this square shape. And I like that. I like that you can place this around a subject, around a moment, and suddenly that moment is like visually and like in this attractive way, like immortalized and kind of like focused and dialed, and everything else around it is interesting too. But like, I just think that, you know, it reminds me of, you know, art pieces that somehow come to life when you mat them and when you frame them. And that's just what this feels like to me. And sometimes I feel like the GameStop dude. He's like, I just like this stock. I just like this little frame. I just like it.
Dude, I mean,
there's intention around it, but I just like it. I would use it for other projects. I enjoy the way it looks. I enjoy the way it focuses the attention on, you know, on what matters, and just how something like that can also signify the focus that she's dialed into now with the help of this product. So,
yeah, super useful, man. A frame within a frame. I think we're always looking to do that. It's people who tell stories. Physically, how did you do it?
This was this was an actual light fixture that I got custom made, and
oh, sick!
That tiny little thing you can see hanging there, that's what it is. So it's an actual LED light.
Whoa, you had it custom made? Who makes it?
I think that the name of the company is called LED Lighting Inc. Don't quote me, but it's totally something like basic. And shout out them though. I'm not gonna lie, it's like a number you call. They're in Australia and they just walk me through it, and they're like, yeah, when do you need it? Okay, sweet. You go to this warehouse, and I went, and there it was. So hey, this is the light. There are 2 holes here, 1 and 2 in the acrylic. That's about it. I think it would probably be good to bring some weights. There's 2 other holes down here. It's kind of windy up there sometimes, so we should definitely weigh it down. It was pretty seamless. And mind you, cool. Like this idea, like to really execute this frame was put together and kind of like fully approved so last minute. So I mean, everything was like mega rush free, and so something that small didn't need to cost what it did, but hey, we're happy with how it came out. So, and now we have it, and now we can figure out what to do with it. But so the light was initially going to be rigged to this kind of goalpost here, and we had fishing line. This was the idea I had, like, of how it would be able to work and be rigged, but also how it would allow VFX to, you know, have an easier job of painting out fishing wire over like a big stand. But when we finally got the light up on the fishing wire, it was just too windy out there. Like it was just pushing this thing around. Even when we tried to like nail down all 4 corners, it was just like, and I'm like, if this is going to move at all, it just kind of ruins the magic of it. It just, I mean, there's a movement that could have worked, but not like this is hanging from fishing line that you can't see anymore and it's windy out. Like it needed to be still. So what we ended up doing was we had to put this light on a stand, just like a light stand. And we just gaffed the bottom of it to like a pin. Cool. And so it ended up looking a little messy, but because this was static and just a zoom out, we were able to kind of fly the object out and just get a clean plate. And it was actually quite, like it was all the VFX artist needed to paint it out. So
interesting. Okay. This lighting on the grass, is any of that practical, or is that all VFX?
No, that is VFX. That I feel like, so this light was just so clean and kind of clinical already that I think a main concern of mine was that it actually would look too two-dimensional and really not have any dynamics to it at all. And it might actually even seem just fake, like and kind of random. So it needed to be grounded in nature. It needed to be grounded like in the environment that it was in. So we talked about how to do that, and he suggested, like, let's see about kind of making this pulsate really slowly, and let's see about like how it might look to spill some light onto the ground. And all of a sudden you really feel like you're looking at a legitimate, like what it actually is, which is a real object illuminated in this environment. So I didn't want to lose that. I mean, we did all the work to actually use a practical light. So let's try to, integrate it more in the place that it's being captured.
Yeah. That's incredible, dude. Time of day, man. The weather, the texture in the sky. Did you just get insanely lucky? I mean, I can imagine if it rained that day or if the weather had been... This shot seems so weather dependent. Was it or no?
Well, yes, it's very weather dependent. I think I'm trying to think of the edit where she takes a breather and she's just in a torrential downpour, just getting it work done.
Yeah. The most chaotic weather scene ever.
I love it. But this was pretty close to what we wanted. I'll be honest, the look that I actually wanted was a much clearer backdrop, because there's mountains right there in the background. I mean, a lot of them too. And I was looking forward to having those mountains be actually quite a bit more pronounced, but this haze was sitting for like several days every evening leading up to the shoot, and it just didn't back off. And to be honest, we were hoping to capture that moment, a little bit earlier in the day. I think maybe with a little bit more golden sun, maybe a little bit more level. But we had to pivot from this goalpost like rig and had to make sure that it was level. And I'm looking at it now and just very happy with the final look. I think it's just, it feels very meditative, and, I really do like the softness of it. I think it might have been, if we had a little bit more sun, I think you just see a little bit more dimension of our character. But overall, I think it feels very calm, and it works for me,
Yeah, I think it works super well, man. What did you have any lighting? Is that lighting on her?
There's absolutely no lighting. This was full natural. So that's why we were chasing the light quite a bit, and that sun is still out. I mean, you can tell it's kind of pinging that back
just barely,
chair, so it's there, but it's like it's the very tail end of the day.
So beautiful, man. I want to move on. Next piece here.
Sure.
So that means this date's going well then.
Just steal the cards, okay? Did you drop the 8?
Yeah.
Okay. Sadly, I don't need that, but I will give you a jack.
Ooh. You're gonna regret that.
This was Presence Unlocked. Totally love this one. I love the script, like the writing, the casting that you did. It's so perfect. It's so perfect.
Thanks, man. Big shout out to Artemisia and Joe at Stadium. They really helped make these connections last minute and bring this cast on. And these are people that, don't quote me, they may have been in projects before this, but I'm pretty sure that it's non-talent. I mean, they crushed it. Just a really cute couple in real life, and this is the type of people that I really love to work with. Honestly, is people that have the chemistry already. So, I'm grateful that they were able to make it work.
Yeah. I just want to talk about framing for a second, because it's not very conventional, but it's really, really interesting. Like, this isn't very conventionally framed. Like, half of her head's cut off. This one, there's a lot of space back there. This one, I mean, half of her face is missing from the shot, dude. I love it. Can you just tell me about how you and the DP framed it?
Yeah, I mean, I think that we're all kind of after like a over the shoulder moment. Like, you need them, and you can't just abandon them every in order to try to like make something else completely anew. But like, is there a way to like construct it in a new appealing like look that kind of makes you curious about about the character and about the full view, and maybe it just felt right a little bit too, because these guys are just getting to know each other in this story, and I think that there's a lot that's kind of hidden about one another too, and it just felt like could we try to conceal it a little bit. I think that there's moments where I feel like we're favoring him a little bit more than her, and I think that there's like a good blend. I feel like he's just being a little bit more vulnerable, and that's why I guess we just see a bit more of him, and then I think she's kind of like, in an endearing way, keeping her guard up a little bit. So the chemistry's there, but I mean, I think that's where like the camera language was coming from.
Okay, when I see this, like, this guy's our protagonist. Like, I'm in his head, and I think the way you framed it makes sense. That helps do that for us.
And here's the mountains that I'm so glad that we got these mountains at least, because it can get really hazy on that hill too. This is in Elysian Park. So we
whole different day. This one.
Whole different day. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Absolutely beautiful.
So yeah, a couple things. There's actually a new move to that final shot too that I wanted us to achieve on both of the films, but it was kind of a mad dash timing wise for the previous film of In Focus Unlocked, that just made it for like an instance where we had to just stay on a tripod and do this zoom out with our zoom. Now this is an instance in which we're on a Dana Dolly and we're doing a mix of a zoom out and a slide out, and that's why you feel like there's just like a new life to this pull out that moves the land and the light. And it also allows you to kind of get farther away from this object, so that way when we kind of cut to the end card, you've got it in maybe a slightly more, like a smaller, more appealing size.
Okay.
But this is where we felt like we hit like a major stride on this film, is that we were able to actually achieve the dolly out and zoom out simultaneously without it feeling too dramatic, but it brings new life to this moment.
Yeah, I can imagine. What was camera team DP like working on that move? Because a zoom out and a dolly out, Dana Dolly. Yeah. Did it get hairy? Did you guys have any trials, tribulations, have to get 5 takes or what?
No 5 takes. I think we maybe did this one. We did this one with 3 takes, and then 1 take for the clean plate, and so 4 total. But I don't know. I mean, I just felt. I think this is the thing about shooting on film, shooting with any of the DPs I've worked with too, with Quinn, Mac, anyone, when we're on this format, is like we're rehearsing a move, like we're making sure it's dialed, and then when you're actually shooting, you get it. You get it in a few takes. You might even get it in like take 1 or 2. So the rehearsal definitely mattered, and I think I just love this moment too, because I'm always attracted to how cameras can be so distant from the subject, but you're still allowed to like hear, what's being said.
Drop the 8.
Yeah.
Okay. Sadly, I don't need that, but I will give you a jack.
And I just love that you can kind of hear their banter around playing cards, but we're just so far away from them. And I think I ducked down the audio a little bit as we're falling away, but like I liked that banter, and I love when a camera can kind of fall away, but you still get to hear what's going on. So yeah, I think there's like, If anyone actually decided that they were going to watch this with sound as they're scrolling, great, because it's fun. It's worth it. Give it a try.
Yeah, 100% worth it. I think the sound is it does a lot for both of these pieces. This one in particular. Again, this is a practical light element. Was this, you guys shot this after, right? Did you have some reps in, some practice with knowing how this was going to work? Was it easier to shoot the light element this time?
Yeah, we knew a little bit, but on both of those sets, we didn't do a camera test. Like, we brought that thing on the day, and we were plugging it in, making sure it worked. So yeah, I think day one was a little bit tricky knowing like where we're going to set it, but once we got onto this day, we knew for sure that we were going to use the like junky light stand rig to rig it. So I think we were able to put that together pretty quick. I'm actually texting my VFX artist in real time, Nick Torres, like on the first one, like, hey man, the fishing line isn't working. What do we do? What do we do? Can we do this light stand? And I sent him this picture of the light stand, and he immediately put me at ease, which is always, I don't know why VFX artists, they have if they're just like, yeah, you're good, all of a sudden you're just like, whew, okay, sweet, let's do this.
Because at the end of the day, man, they're the ones that they have the ability to either make or break it at the end, right? It's in their hands at the end of the day.
Ultimately, like, anything can be done. It's just about how much money you got and how much time you got. Yeah. But this one, thankfully, the load overall on the production side and on the post side is, I wanted it to stay light, and it did stay light throughout.
There's that B-speed triangle bokeh we were talking about.
Exactly. I love it. It's so good.
Oh, sorry, the zoom here. Is that also, what lens is that?
This is a Angenieux 25 to 250 HR. Almost positive.
Yeah.
Believe so.
That's our boy right there. Look at that. That's a crazy setup, man.
Yeah, that's a good lens. That's a good lens. It can take some time, but I love zooms. I think I think what I'd like to do more of is working with zooms and dialogue at the same time, because there's just something really attractive about that to me, and
well, Damien, dude, thanks so much for breaking these down. I love your work. I love you as a filmmaker, and I'm just excited to see whatever it is that you do next.
Thank you so much, Dylan. Thanks for having me.
It's possible you may have seen me before. I'm the guy who breaks down some of today's most inspiring commercial and music video work with the filmmakers themselves. My primary goal is to put tangible filmmaking tools directly into your hands, and there's one that comes up in these conversations often, and it's FrameSet. Filmmakers go there to find human-made cinematic inspiration, where they can then organize and share references, ultimately giving them what they need to pitch the project of their dreams. Get started for free today at frameset.app.